Hello, my name is Lisa Shea, and today we're going to talk about YouTube and some basic techniques for loading up a YouTube video so that it gets a good amount of views, likes, and comments, and so on. I've been on YouTube since March 2007. This channel here is my origami channel. I have a bunch of different channels I run, but this is the oldest one. It was a channel that I ran heavily for about 2 years, maybe 2007 to 2009, and then I sort of left it behind because I have many other things that I'm working on. And this chugged along quite well on that established video library for a while, and then it got to the point recently where YouTube demonetized it because I wasn't touching it anymore. So I am now pushing hard to put fresh content on it so that hopefully they remonetize me again. So if we go back and look at some of the earliest videos, they had very poor quality, they had no titles, they had poorer descriptions and headings because I mean this was 14 years ago. Back at the time we were lucky that we had YouTube videos at all, so we weren't thinking about all the high-tech stuff that we're thinking about now. Nowadays what people are expecting is that when they look at a video that they see a giant word describing what the video is about and then a nice clear image that you can see even down at smartphone size of what it's going to be about. So here if we look at the money origami video shows you what money origami the shirts are going to look like, or it shows you what the butterflies are going to look like. If we go a little further, yeah, so the flowers, the shirts, the bow ties. We go to the other playlist. So, a giant picture of the fish, a giant picture of the helmet. So you can see clearly what it's about. The other thing to keep in mind is that these thumbnails that you're using are what get promoted when you share this video out on Facebook and Twitter and all these other systems. And some of those systems will use a long, narrow picture. So Facebook in general will use the long narrow picture, but then sometimes they'll use a square picture on the left and then the little intro text on the right. So you want the picture to work well as a square, like in the fish one, the picture and the word fish are centered, and that will work well as a square, but then the whole thing will work well as a rectangle. And some of these you can see I still need to redo. So like this crane one is off center, so the crane itself is sort of centered, but the word crane is going to be chopped off, so that's not as ideal. This origami cup one works much better so that when it chops it into a square, you still get origami cup and the little cup shape. So it takes a bit of planning to figure out a way to make the picture work well in the square and also work fine in the default rectangle shape, but it is something that's worth the effort to do. And then for a given shape, if we click through on one of these things, you always want the intro information that's seen right at the top to be nice and clear and engaging, and then people generally have to click show more to see the rest of it. You want links to related videos, link to the website if you've got a website, and then if you can, you want to toss in a couple of hashtags. I haven't gotten to that point yet with this video, but even though YouTube isn't heavily hashtag using, there are a number of people who do use hashtags, so it's well worth it to add the hashtags in there. Now I thought I had added hashtags. Let's try this one. Yeah, here we go. So this one I did add hashtags. So at the bottom of my video, I put in 3 hashtags: money origami, origami, and paper crafts. And it will then put those hashtags right up here in the top to help highlight it. You can see it put in money origami, origami, paper crafts. It added those 3 hashtags because I put the 3 hashtags down at the bottom of the video. So that is also well worth doing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to my Worcester, Mass channel, which is a channel I haven't touched in a long time. I put in 2 videos 2 years ago, and that's pretty much it. I've never promoted it or done anything else. The videos don't even have thumbnails. So I'm going to show you from start how to work on a video with some tips along the way to get it to present itself well and to hopefully get a number of views on it. So to start with, what I did when I decided I needed to do something for this Worcester, Mass channel is I did a video book review of me looking through a book that's about Worcester, Massachusetts. So I've got that video recorded. I did that right with this webcam that I am talking to you with. And I happen to use, I think I used the Logitech capture software, or maybe I used even just a Zoom call. I did one or the other. I'm not sure which one I did. So I'm going to open up Premiere, which is the video editing software that I use. You can use whatever editing software that you want to. Or you could just load things up raw. I do recommend using some sort of editing software just to be able to take a look at things and make sure the audio is the way you want it and that the video is trimmed the way that you want it. So we're going to open up a new project. We're going to find where the folder is that I put this video. Worcester Mass book. Here we go. All right. And we're going to call this thing Worcester Mass book. All right. So we have a default video entry in here. So now I'm going to go looking for this video file that I made. Yeah, so I did this in Zoom. So I've got the Zoom file. I'm going to drag it on the timeline. And again, you don't have to follow these particular steps depending on what video editing software you're using, but I'm just showing you the steps that I go through. All right, so the first thing that I want is the default background. Well, now I have to figure out where I last tucked the default background. All right, we'll find it. I suppose one way that we could do is just open up another file and find where I put it. Well, let's try one of the Smash Horror ones. Did I have it? There we go. So what I have is just a video of the background without me in it so that I can then fade into it. Alright, so we will bring that in and I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so that works. Pull out the audio tracks because we don't need the audio tracks for that. Pull out the starting. Alright, so the reason I have this intro background is so if I hit play, you can see that the fountain's running and everything, and then I will put a transition in to dissolve me into the scene. So it'll play for a few minutes with the title on. And then it'll fade me in. Right, so then I start my hello stuff. Alright, so the book in question here, if we play a little further, I should hold it up. Worcester stacks up. Alright, so we're gonna save that image. Stacks up. Alright, we're gonna add that into the intro scene. Now we talked about censoring things. So it'd probably be good to put that in the center. Then any text. Come on. There we go. and then we're gonna center that. Maybe make it a little bigger. A little bigger. I think I want the background a little darker. Alright, and then I like a little intro music. So I have a whole folder here called Audio Soundtracks with different kinds of copyright-free music that I got from Incompetech. There's a whole bunch of sites out there that you can get copyright-free music from. Let's do adding the sun. So what I'll do is I'll have that come in, and then I'll have it fade out. All right, see how that goes. And then if I'm going to do that, I need the little copyright blurb to show that I'm using it with permission. So I have a little file here that I cut and paste. And we'll tuck that in the corner. A little smaller than that. A little smaller than that. That'll be good. And the song was Adding the Sun. All right. So what we have done so far is created the shell of our video. So we've created a title screen that starts out the video, that has a little bit of audio intro, that has a little bit of the video running so that people see what it's about, and this is what's going to get used. I'm going to make a thumbnail out of this after, and this is what's going to be used as the promo image for our YouTube and not Instagram. Well, you cut and paste it for Instagram, but it auto fills in for Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn and some of the other systems. So let's see how this goes. All right, maybe a little quieter for that. Right, that's a little long for them to have to wait before they get to the content. So let's cut it about there. All right, put the cross dissolve back in. How's that? All right, so we got the video running. So now I want that same sort of stuff that's happening at the beginning to happen at the end. So all I have to do is select all of that, copy, come over to the end. We'll paste that in. Now see where I'm at the end of the piece. Connect that. This no longer needs to ramp up, it needs to go like this. Put in a cross dissolve at the end. Alright. Sometimes this falls off the end. Alright, hit O to end the file there. Okay, so now I have a file that is about 3.5 minutes long. It's a file that I recorded in Zoom. So all I did was open Zoom, talk to my Zoom channel while the record button was flashing. When I finished, it made the file for me. So the recording part is quick and easy, just me talking to my webcam and talking about this book and the different details that are in it. That background that you see is an actual background, a tapestry that's hanging on my wall, so I didn't do any special tricks for that. I actually constructed a scene behind me in my room so that way it's always nice and set. The intro is made of just a little static video that I created of that background with the fountain running and stuff so that I could use it as an intro piece. It doesn't look like it darkened the way that I wanted to. Let's try. And I did drop the opacity down, which normally does the trick for what I am up to. It was really odd. If I drop it down. Oh, now it's working. Yeah, Premiere has its little moods sometimes. So it's at 50%. Let's see how that comes in. Yeah, that's better. All right, so we'll drop this down to 50% as well. Just so that the letters show up a little better against it. It's my laptop is still updating. All right. So I've got a little intro music, a little outro music. I've got the credits for the music. This is copyright free music, but you still want to give credits to it so that it's always clear who you're using. I've got the promo information for the book title and the cover. So I'm going to save this just to start with because everything is the way that I want it. The sound, I made some tweaks just to raise the sound volume up a little. Here when I play it, you can see on the right where the bar is, and you want it up in this range 6 to 9, but you don't want it coming up into, it'll turn red if it gets up too high. So you don't want it way down here so you can barely hear it, and you also don't want it crossing up over here where it gets red and it starts to cause problems. So I am going to make a title shot that I'm going to use for promotions, and in that title shot I don't need the music copyright information, so I'm going to pull this out for a second. I'm going to hit the little camera to export this one frame to use as a title. I'm going to browse to find a folder where I'm going to put it. Worcester, Mass. I'm going to title this Worcester Stacks Up title. And then I'm going to hit undo to get my thing back in there. I'm going to hit save again to make sure that it saves the way that I want it. Alright, so now I have a video laid out the way that I need it, and I've also got a title image exported that I can use for the thumbnail. And I've got a kitty with its tail right across my face. Thank you so much, kitty. You are so incredibly helpful. Yes, you are. Oh, you're going to sit down right in front of me? Yes, yes, that is helpful too. Alright, so this file is saved. The title image is saved without the little musical notes. And now I'm going to do export. I'm going to export media. And I'm going to change the name of this thing. Put it into its correct folder. Sweet. No, 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 no eating the microphone. And we're going to call this thing Worcester Stacks Up YouTube. It's good to name your files clearly so that you remember what each file is for and which one is the base file and which is the YouTube destinated file and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to hit save. Check that your sequence range is correct. Sometimes these video programs go crazy. So it is for the 3 minutes and 22 seconds. It's going to have that as the starting point. Oh, geez Louise. And I tell Logitech not to put the logo on things. Did I not even notice that? I did not. Oh, is that only in the beginning? Yeah, it's only in the first part. Why, oh why? All right, so somehow the entry that I got has the Logitech logo. So what we're going to do is put this over here. I've told it not to use that Logitech logo, and sometimes Logitech puts it on anyway. So we're just going to cover it up because they annoy me when they do that. Come on. Sometimes it's hard to grab the file without grabbing one of the selection points for it. There we go. That problem is solved. So we're going to save it again. All right, now we're going to export. Have to give it a name again. Have to choose a destination again. That's all right. Worcester. Call this thing Worcester. Trying to type around the cat. Worcester Stacks Up YouTube.mp4. You are such a cute kitty. The cat is staring at my microphone, thinking about ways they can get their little grubby hands on the microphone. All right, so we are going to make sure everything's fine. All right, so we're covering the Logitech logo. Got the 3 minutes and 22 selected. We got the correct title. The rest of these settings are pretty much all by default fine. And we hit export. So this is exporting pretty quick. Takes about 15 seconds to export. You know, somehow the last 1% takes as long as the previous 99%. How does that even make sense? All right, so the video was exported successfully. I always hit save again. I do not trust these systems to save when I tell it to save. All right, so now we have a video which we recorded in Zoom. We brought in here. It's this zoom-0.mp4. We have put it in here. We have added the title area, and then we use that same title as the extra. So it has a little bit of theme music to start off with. It has the picture of the book, the name of the book, and then the credits to the person that we use the theme music of. Kevin MacLeod, he is awesome. Incompetech.com. Highly recommended. I really enjoy his music a lot. Whatever music you use, make sure that it is copyright-free music. You do not want to get on the wrong side of YouTube and their copyright issues because they go through phases where they just shut down channels and pull down videos and so on. All right, so we've got this video all set. It has been exported. So the video editing process of the system is done, and now we are going to go over to YouTube. So this is the book that we're talking about. So now we're on the Worcester, Mass channel, and I'm logged in as the Worcester, Mass account, so I have access to it. And if you click on your icon in the top right, you have access to jumping to your channel, which is where we are right now. So this is the channel, all 2 videos of it. And then if you look at that same menu, one of your options is to go to your YouTube studio, and the studio is where you manage your videos and do all that kind of stuff. So we're going to go into our studio. So this is our dashboard. We have 0 subscribers. We have 0 watch time hours. Yep. Now, see, it says 0 subscribers, but it actually says that we've got some of these people that are subscribing. So we do have subscribers. It's just not showing them for some reason. That's all right. I think maybe if you have under 10 subscribers, it doesn't show them for some reason. So In any case, we will get that taken care of. So we are going to go into content. So you can see the two existing videos in there. They're both public. They have no copyright issues on them. They were published back in 2019, and they've got, a little tiny handful of views, nothing too exciting. So we are going to start a new video. On pretty much every single page in the YouTube channel, they always have a create button or a camera with a plus or both of them. YouTube wants you to load videos into their system, so they're going to do whatever they can to make it simple and easy and quick for you to always load in videos. So wherever you are, as long as you're logged in to your account so that you're logging things in and loading them to your account that you want them to go to. I am logged in as my Worcester, Mass. I am in the Worcester, Mass channel, and I'm going to hit create to create a new video here. Your options are to upload a video or to go live. We're not even talking about going live right now. That's an entirely separate topic. So we're going to upload a video. All right, it says you can drag and drop the video here, or you can click to upload. Might as well just click to upload. And we have to browse to find this video, Worcester, Mass. So the thing that we just made is this Worcester Stacks Up YouTube.mp4. So we're going to click on this YouTube video we just made. It's going to start uploading. It has a little uploading progress bar in the bottom left, so it's uploading 3%. Now what's funny is my laptop is still trying to get Windows going, so if you have questions for me, I apologize. I can't see them right now, but you can ask them and I will answer them later on. This is the chaos of modern technology. All right, so your title should be keyword rich. Don't name it something esoteric because this is how people are going to find you. You have to have the title clear with keywords and put important words up front. So if your site is Worcester, Mass, don't have every single entry start with Worcester, Mass, Worcester, Mass, Worcester, Mass, because people are going to have all sorts of trouble figuring out what it actually is about. Put the keyword up front. So in this case, Worcester Stacks Up Book Review. And here actually, let's put the author name in there too. C.J. Posk. C.J. Posk book review. And then we could put Worcester, Massachusetts. Avoid commas, avoid quotes, avoid anything else. You can use a space dash space as a spacer and that works well, but anything else is likely to cause problems for searching and all sorts of other things. You've got 100 characters. I wouldn't necessarily stuff out to 100 characters because the more words you have in the title, the less weight each one has. So you want a balance in there where you have the key words that people will use to try to find this thing, a couple extra to identify what kind of a topic it's about, and then a little bit of spacing to be able to keep it readable. You generally use first letter uppercase, so just like a book title, but not all uppercase because that's shouting, not all lowercase. And don't mush words together. All right. So for all fans of Worcester, Massachusetts, this engaging, fun book covers a wide range of cool tips is the wrong word. Cool facts and historic tidbits about the city of Worcester. Did you know what's special about Higgins Armory? Did you know the Worcester Art Museum was the first in the U.S. to acquire one of Monet's water lily paintings? From sports to smiley faces, from parks to what? To churches. There's something for everyone in here. Take the quiz and see how much you know. Worcester Stacks was written by C.J. Posk thanks to a grant by the Massachusetts Cultural Council. To see the book, visit. And then any link that you put in that's a full link starting with the HTTPS stuff will become highlighted. So it doesn't show it here in the screen, but it will be clickable. So you always want to include something in there that's clickable so that the person can learn more about the book you're talking about or go to a site. Give them some sort of a call to action. And you can say, please like, and right, we'll say first, comment with any questions. Please like and subscribe to learn more about Worcester, Massachusetts. Something wrong with my keyboard right now. I think maybe because I'm trying to do 8 things at once between the streaming and everything else. All right. And then we want to put in 3 hashtags. Worcester, Worcester, MA, Worcester, Massachusetts. All right. We're going to upload our thumbnail. Oh, all right. We'll deal with that later. You have to verify your phone number before you can upload a custom thumbnail, and I haven't done that for this particular account. Right, we're going to make a playlist and call this Book Reviews. We are saying it's not made for kids. Whenever possible, say that your video is not made for kids, because if you say it's made for kids, it turns off commenting, it turns off all sorts of other things. You get involved with the COPPA Act, which is a Child Privacy Act. So it's better just to say it's not specifically made for kids. And kids can enjoy it, kids will still be able to see it, but this way it makes sure that it's open to more viewers. All right, we'll deal with the thumbnail issue later. Next. We'll ignore all the video elements. It did a copyright check. There are no issues with the copyright because the video is wholly mine that I recorded. The music is copyright free, so that is fine. If it comes up with errors with your copyright, they could delete your video and they could delete the entire channel. So it's better whenever possible not to use anyone else's video content or anyone else's music content. And visibility. So here are some of your options. In terms of privacy, your 3 main options are that you can make it wholly private so that only you can see it, or only that people you specifically choose through their YouTube account can see it. So only if someone is logged into a specific YouTube account that you specifically give access to will be able to see it if you put it on private. Unlisted gives it a URL, and anyone who knows that URL can see it. So you could say unlisted and you could send people the link, and anyone who clicks on that link will be able to see it. The problem there is if someone sends it to 8,000 of their friends, now everyone who has that link can see it. So you can lose control of it fairly quickly. And then public is that pretty much everyone can see it. So I, in general, make all my posts public. And I'm going to set this as an instant premiere. So the premiere concept has to do with the scheduling concept, premiere concept, and that has to do with when a video goes live. So your 3 choices for when a video goes live is instantly, which is what's going to happen when I choose public. An instant premiere, which means it goes live instantly, but then it also at the same time is going live in a state that you can have a countdown and it'll send notices out to people that this is a premiere, and people can chat along together with it as it's playing live. So it makes it a little more of an event. And then scheduling is like if you want to have it go live Friday night at 7 p.m. So you set it in a schedule. You can send people out the link saying it's going to be here live Friday at 7 p.m. Everyone gets together Friday. They all hang out and they chat while it's doing its first run live. And then after it goes live, it's still available to everyone long term. So it's not like it goes live and then it vanishes. It's still going to be live long term for people to watch and enjoy. But the premiere state or the scheduled premiere state gives it a little bit of extra excitement and adventure for what it's doing. So we're going to do an instant premiere here so that you can see what the premiere is like. And we will hit publish. All right, so you got the video link. So see how it says premiere will begin shortly? And there's a little premiere chat window over here. So let me just hit a screenshot of this because I also need this for the book that I'm writing on this. There we go. All right, so it is still in the process of finalizing, and it says the premiere will begin at 3:49. My clock says it's 3:50, so this isn't an exact science. It's always going to be, or always is the wrong word, but it's often going to be a minute or two late. So here, now it's got the countdown thing started, and there's this music that's playing. I don't know if you can hear the music, but it's playing this little cool music. So I'm going to hit print screen on that to show how that timer happens. All right, I'm going to mute this music because it's be hard to talk to you while it's playing. Say, welcome to the premiere of my new book, You for Worcester Stacks Up. Any questions about this book? All right, so part of the fun of a premiere is that when the premiere is playing for this first time, you have, we would hope, a bunch of people all participating, all hanging out together in this chat and talking live about it. So this is just a little short 3-minute video that I did. But imagine if it was a half-hour long music video of someone's performance. Everyone could be hanging out in the chat saying, oh, I really like that song, and oh, the harmonies are really pretty. So it's a way to be engaged together and to hang out and have some fun while it's happening. And people can still watch the video later on after the premiere process is over, just like any other video, and they can add comments into it. But it's not quite as communal of a sense as it is when you actually have this premiere. So I did an instant premiere when I loaded it, which means that it immediately popped into this state. Schedule is in essence the exact same thing. It's just that instead of happening right away, it will happen at whatever date and time that you set in the system for it to go live. Now you'll see that the 3 hashtags I put into the bottom of the description, if we scroll down a little, were Worcester, Worcester, Mass, and Worcester, Massachusetts, those automatically show up at the top over the title. So YouTube does its best to help promote those for you. Oh, so here we go. We are going live. So we got the title piece that I got, the little title music, the little fountains running. See how it says premiere in there? So it's showing that it's premiere. I will hit the screenshot again for my book. There we go. And you've got a thing. So say, this book looks interesting. So if there were other people taking part in this, then other people would be posting their chats, and I would get little messages from them, and I would respond to their messages. So it would be more of an interactive experience. Since it's just me in here running this as a test, there's just me posting. But I think you can imagine what it would be like to have other people participating in here. Let's see. I'm waiting for something else to show up there so that I can comment on it. All right, so I was just talking about Higgins Armory, so I could say, I love Higgins Armory. Up, see in there, I'm showing the picture. So as people see things happen, I'll hit print screen there. That was talking about the museum. All right, so while the premiere is running, people are chatting live. Whoever happens to be logged in at the minute, it'll tell you how many people are watching. In this case, it's just 1 because it's just me doing this test. But you know, if there were 12 people watching, it would say 12 people watching now. Premiere in progress. It tells you when it started. It doesn't show you how long it's going to run. And this is has to do with the way live videos are handled versus premiere videos. So it's good if you're doing something that you're promoting people that you tell them how long this video is going to be. You know, that this is a 20-minute video or something, and you can make a little note of that in the description. And if you want, you can then remove it later, edit the description and pull that out. Once the video goes into a normal, fully live state, not live as in active at the moment, but live as in available for everyone to watch, they'll be able to see in the YouTube video, just as you normally do, how long the video is, and to get a sense of, oh, this is a 5-minute video or a 2-hour video or so on. But when it's in this premiere state, or when you're running a live video, YouTube doesn't know how long it's going to be because the video hasn't ended yet as far as it's concerned. So it's good for these kinds of situations to let people know how long the video is going to be. All right. Pretty neat. So now I'm just talking about the book, talking about the author, recommending the book to people. I think I'm nearly done. There we go. All right, so that's the end of this premiere. Was a very short premiere. We're just doing this as a test to show how this works. All right, so the premiere is now done. Once the premiere is done, this now turns into a normal, regular video. And I was going to, here, let's hit cancel. I was going to say a live video, but I know it gets confusing what terms you use. But now it is a normal video in the system that can be seen at any time, and it is no longer in a special premiere mode. So now if we go back to this video, and we'll just hit pause. This video is a regular old video that has the comments with it, and that people can watch and they can add comments and so on. So it is no longer in premiere mode. So if we hit edit video now, get rid of those things. Here we're going to choose a different thumbnail until we get around to being able to customize the thumbnail with what we wanted. So if we had put in a description initially that said this video is, 3 minutes long or something, so that people during the premiere would know what to expect, we could now go in and edit it and pull that out, because now at this point people will know how long it is because it's part of the video's definition. So I changed the thumbnail, I hit save, and we'll go back out to the channel. It hasn't updated yet. YouTube takes a little while. If we hit refresh, it might update, but no, yeah, it'll take a little while to update it to show the new thumbnail that we chose. So that shows how a premiere works. And again, you could do that as an instant premiere, or you can do that as a scheduled premiere. If we chose to put it live, it would just pop live. And again, I'm sorry about the use of the term live. If we chose to put it active in the system, we'll call it, then it would instantly go active so that it was viewable, just like these other videos are viewable without that special premiere process at the start of it. So let me know if you have any questions about the basics of loading a YouTube video into YouTube. It's good to have a scheduled premiere if you have a fan base built up. If you don't have a fan base yet, I would just go ahead and put a bunch of videos live to get the channel going and looking active. And I would set the homepage of the channel to seem appealing by here. If we hit customize channel here, and we're going to add sections in here. We're going to add the playlist for the Worcester City Hall art. We're going to add the playlist for the book reviews. And right now there's only 2 things in there and 1 thing's in there. But hopefully soon, as I get this a little more updated, then we'll have more entries in my Worcester City Hall art area, more entries in the book review area. I'm going to go around to the different parks. We have cool murals. There's just all sorts of stuff in here. And again, even though I made that change, if we go back out to the channel and hit refresh, it probably wouldn't have updated. Yeah, it takes YouTube a while to make the updated changes. So don't worry about that. If you make a change like changing the thumbnail for an image or changing the layout of the custom channel, YouTube has lots and lots of servers, and it takes a while for the changes to roll out to all the servers. But I've got a whole book on how to work with YouTube, and I'm constantly updating it. So let me know if you'd like to see a copy of that. I'm happy to send you a PDF and get some feedback for you on it. But I hope you see the basics here of how to get a video into the system, some things to think about between the title having keywords in it, between putting some hashtags in there, having an engaging intro and extra for it, and doing premieres so that you can get a little excitement around the launch of each video, especially as you build up your subscriber base. So let me know if you have any questions. I am happy to help. I'm sorry that my laptop was not updated through all of that. I will try to see if I can take one look here to see if anyone had any questions for me before I go. There are always technology, and that's all right. That's just the way our world works. Now I can't tell if I missed any questions or if there weren't any questions. So either way, if you have any questions for me, let me know. I'll post this on YouTube and then you can ask questions there if you want, or you can contact me through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the other different places that I am. So have a wonderful afternoon and I hope to hear from you soon. And let me know what else that you want me to talk about because I can talk about a wide variety of topics. I've been on most of these systems for quite a while and have had a lot of fun working with them. So again, thank you and have a wonderful afternoon.